Good day, welcome back. We now at part 2, internal communication and how effective employee communication is. So, for the public, as public relations officers of the future, let's see. The signet that Jim Logoswski said, the greatest or containing area of weakness in management practice is the human dimension. In good times or bad, there seems to be little real understanding of the relationship between managers, among employees, and interaction between the two. When there are problems, everyone acknowledges that the cause often is communications. So now what? Effective employee communication results in more satisfied and productive employees, improved organization goals, and improved customer, community, and investor relations. And I think that we have established the specific point in the previous PDF document. Employee comes from specific cultures. So whether I am a Christian, a colored, a female, whichever demographics I am from, it's going to be different from my counterpart or my colleague or my manager. And we bring in all these diverse cultures into the workplace. And then the understanding of each other's culture will be the backbone of the type of relationship that will be built within the organization. Organizations should have clear communication policies. Successful employee communications is not an easy task for the PR man, but it must be done. Sorry, PR lady as well. Employers should not be seen as cogs, but as potential resource. Because where do they going to go to? Where is the stakeholders going to go to? Where the employers, the competitors, the customers, they're going to go to the employee that work, the laborer, the labor force, the HR, the personnel, whichever name that is given in the workplace. Employee communication is a specialization of PR concerned with how PR professionals in corporations and organizations help to promote effective communication amongst employees and between line employees and top management. It's also called the internal communications or the employees' relations. What role do they play? And I think that was be on page 68 and 69 of your textbook. It begins before the employer is hired and carried on past when the employee has departed the organization. So why? If he starts with the organization and then is developed and then leaves, you'll find many times that the customer would come back and ask, is Ms. Simon still working here? I need to speak to her. That is the relationship that you would have then have established with your customers. And that is what this bullet is referring to. An ongoing relationship past you being present with your job, the lifetime at the job, and even if you have then left that specific organization. It creates and maintains internal systems of communication with organizations. It helps nullify the pre-boom misconception that the company knows best. Why? Because the company doesn't all knows best. Yes, you can teach the old dog new tricks, because an employee needs to work on a daily basis with their colleagues, with the top management, and must be in a frame of mind to always need to learn more. It enables employees participate freely in a two-way exchange of information that we've established earlier, that there's feedback after communication has been or information has been disseminated to the respective categories. To enhance employee communication, there is the need to look at organization culture. You need to understand the culture of, because what is culture? It's the value systems and belief systems of the employees. I cannot not force, for example, a Muslim employee to go and eat non-halal food, or on a Friday prohibit him to go and pray. And likewise for Christianity, not to observe their Christian days while working. The concept of organization culture will be touched on in the next module as well. But we know now that the culture of organization is about what the employees is bringing to the specific workplace, their belief system and their values. The history, its approach to decision making, its way of treating employees, and its way of dealing with the world outside. It is the sum total of the shared values and symbols, meanings, beliefs, assumptions, and expectations that organized and integrate a group of people who work together. Guess what? KFC also exists in China. And how the Americans eat chicken and how the South Africans eat chicken is maybe the same that the Chinese would eat chicken. Primary responsibility of the organization culture, belongs to management. That is the primary responsibility of management, so that when they disseminate information, that they know who they are talking to. Who? The entire person, the entire employee. Two types of organization cultures. Authoritarian, a very strict one, where the information will be disseminated in a logical, bureaucratic way. Paperwork trail will follow. The authority, the top management gives the orders and employees must just follow through. It's featured centralized decision making. We spoke about that also in Module 1. Employees follow the orders and not innovation. No room for creativity is done. Participative culture, that is when you are allowed to participate, be involved in the decision making as well. So department goals match overall organization goals. So because everybody's a player, everybody's participating. What is the role of PR professional in creating an organization culture? And here we know they strive to establish organization communication policy based on goal-orientated approach. What's the goal? We reach for it. And here's the emphasis on we reach for it. Everybody in the organization needs to talk out of the same mouth. They need to be helping with the specific reaching of the goal. Provide expertise as employee communicators. Okay. Establish a communication policy. Yes, recognize the need for sincere two-way communication, as breakdown in the communication process is often at the first line supervisor. Have established stated policies, because unstated policies leave dangerous vacuums that perhaps leave room for rumors, confusion, and misinformation. And that is the breakdown of the whole communication process. In the next part, we will be talking about formal and informal communication. Goals of communication policy. Yes, and there we'll find it on communication objectives, communication culture and structure on page 69. It continues with the formal communication, which I just said will be done in the next slide. Goals. Why do you keep employees informed? You inform the employees about the organizational objectives and encourage employees to provide inputs and feedback, motivation, and level with employees about negative, sensitive, and controversial issues. So communication is an ongoing dissemination of information, giving out your input and receiving criticism as well. Encourage frequent, honest, job-related two-way communication. Communicate important events. Establish a culture where innovation and creativity are encouraged. Urge every manager and each subordinate the latter progress and position in the firm. Now, on to the next